Hey lovelies, I'm super excited to be doing some cooking rather than baking this time, and I'm even more excited to be doing Asian food. I have so much to say. The thing is, I don't really get any good, there's no good Asian food around here. I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about Cantonese cooking or Shanghaiese or Hunan cooking or even Thai cooking, but I do actually make some delicious pho and with steak and other delicious things. And I decided to start off with something easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a Chinese cabbage, known in the stores as a Napa cabbage. Luckily, it doesn't come from the Napa Valley. Otherwise, it would cost $25 or $30 or something, like your wine, overpriced. Anyway, so it's just a Chinese. Oh, I dropped that in the sink. It's a Chinese cabbage, and we're gonna slice this thinly. I could use my food processor for this, and perhaps I should have, because this might take longer than you want to watch. I might have to delete that, but I just want to show you don't need to waste machinery for everything. I'm going to use some little items that are not required if you're good at making dumplings. Anyway, these are based on the chive dumplings with black pepper sauce that you get at Myers and Chang restaurant in Boston. So I got that all thinly sliced. I want to then, I don't know, maybe I should I'm going to chop, because I know this is going into the pork, so I'm going to chop the white parts a little bit more. And then we're going to, it's a rough chop. The reason it's a rough chop is because this is all going in a bowl with salt. And the reason is because cabbage is full of water, and we don't want water boiling up and leaking out of our dumplings. These are going to be fried dumplings. That's the way I love them. I just miss all that food I used to get in Chinatown, New York, or just New York in general. Oops, sorry about the camera. Can't help it. So we're gonna do, and that's why I make things. That's why I make anything, actually. Things I miss and want to eat. Okay, so we're gonna do 3, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do just 1 tablespoon, but I'm gonna heap it a bit, of kosher salt. And then we're gonna mix that, mix. And you remember from when I showed you how you fry onions, you wilt onions and garlic, and leeks, those kinds of base flavors that are aromatic. It's the salt part goes in right away because it's because of osmosis. It drains, it draws the water out, and then we're going to squeeze the water out in 10 minutes. I'm going to put the timer on so that I don't forget. And then I have just over a pound of ground pork. I'm just going to chop it a bit And eventually, you know, in a minute, I'm gonna go in with my hands. This is chive, and I wish I had a full cup, but I minced these chives. I'm glad I bought 2 packages, but when I could find them recently, I'll get some more on this week. Anyway, it's almost a cup. And then, because that's the main flavor, and then I'm going to do, I minced fresh garlic, and I'm gonna add one tablespoon, and then leave the rest for, I might need it. I'll probably need it in the special sauce, the black pepper sauce, which is a specialty of Myers and Chang. And then we're gonna add the glorious sesame oil, 3 tablespoons. That's a lot, and it's gonna be amazing. Okay, 1. If any one of you have ever used it, it's usually used in salads and sometimes the end of stir fries, because it's not an oil you can heat, or like, it has to be added at the end, otherwise it burns. And I guess I'm gonna do, I need some soy sauce, of course. So I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1, 2, 3. I think these are pretty standard ingredients. And I'm just gonna get my hands in there. They're washed. And we're gonna get it all together. And we're just gonna let that sit and marinate for a few minutes. And remember, I have the, gosh, this meat is cold because it's was frozen. I thawed it in the fridge. I'm probably gonna end up making so many of these things because you don't really need that much in each dumpling. But, oh gosh, the smell. Okay, so that's gonna sit and rest. And then I'm gonna show you the sauce. Okay, be right back. My hands are dirty. I'll use my thumb knuckle. Okay, so we're making the dipping sauce now. I don't know if you can see it. Oh. Okay, so we have a little bowl here, and I'm just gonna chop up some green onions, spring onions, whatever you want to call them. I'm using the green parts mainly. Just 2 onions should do it. I don't think I'm making them very thin. I should try harder. Here we go. Chop, 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 chop. And I have some light green parts, and I'm gonna make them quite fine, like this, because they have a lot of flavor, but you don't want a big one stuck in your mouth. That's gonna detract from better things. Okay, and this stubby white part I'm not gonna use for this, but normally I would put them in something that's being cooked down, like meat or another kind of stir fry. Okay, so we have that. We're gonna add, this is 1 clove of garlic minced. You didn't need to see me mince it. Just know that's what it is. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Don't worry, this isn't sweet. There's enough flavor, enough spice. This is just gonna, there's actually quite a lot of spice involved. This is just gonna dull that a bit. All right, and then, let's not hope that doesn't fall. And then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of Chiang vinegar. And I'm hoping this is right. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I just think it's good to get the ingredients right. And it's basically dark, mature rice vinegar, not your normal rice vinegar. Okay, 1, 2. And then I'm gonna add a tablespoon of sriracha. See, this is not gonna be sweet. This is gonna be super tangy. Oh, gotta get this thing open. All right. I think that's clogged. Let's see what happens. And let's hope it doesn't do what I just did, spill over. So everyone knows sriracha. Everyone knows it's spicy. Okay, I almost put too much in, but I think it's okay. I have to wash this baby off. I just put it in my mouth. I think I'm gonna cry. Okay. Ouch. Hold on. I'm kind of a wimp with spice. Anyway, the thing is, with dipping sauce, you only have to put what you want. So, another tablespoon of the toasted sesame oil. I can talk. I think I can still speak. Okay. And then, we need, okay, so I have this authentic-ish, authentic as, I'm pretty sure, chili oil. And, I'm trying to use the ingredients that are supposed to be used. We can make lots of things without exotic, quote-unquote, ingredients that are Asian, and they will be excellent. I need a wet rag. Hold on. Oh, it's not wet. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm going to do this and make videos, I want it to be as close to something excellent as I can. And I'm not using the word authentic because, as I've already told you, I'm not in any way an expert in Asian cooking, and it's definitely not in the an expert in the regional cooking of China. And then this is the ground black pepper. Okay. Now, we just mix that up. I have a tiny whisk somewhere, but fork's gonna be good. And that's the dipping sauce. Oh, you know what I'm missing to loosen it? Because it's quite thick. I'm going to add a little bit of canola oil. Oh, this is sunflower oil. Huh. That's unusual for us. Just a little. Okay. To thin it out. This is pretty flavorless. It's so strange. I totally thought we had canola oil. Canola oil is better for frying. It has a very high, like peanut oil, it has a very high, what do you call that, smoking point? Anyway, I'm not going to taste this on camera in case I choke. Okay, that's it for now. And then, oh wait, that's not it for now. We're going to squeeze out the moisture, and I'm going to get a second bowl. Hold on. And we're going to squeeze out. Oh, look, so much liquid came out. Going to squeeze as hard as you can. Okay? and then put in this new bowl. We're gonna look how much liquid came out. It's like at least half a cup, and I know I'm not squeezing enough. I'm gonna squeeze some more, and I'm gonna discard this water because it's gonna be salty. Oh, look at it all come out. Okay, I don't need everything in there, but I actually think that I didn't squeeze enough because there's dangly bits. Okay, yeah, there's a lot more. That's more than a half a cup of water, and it's going everywhere. So this is for flavor and texture, but you don't want the water. Okay, I'm putting it in the pork because I know both bowls have water in them now. And we're gonna mix that, and we're gonna prepare the filling, but we're gonna prepare the wonton wrappers. Okay, well, you know what? That looks really good. You do this kind of thing with, I'm gonna squeeze this out and use them too. Why waste? That's a lot of water. Okay. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, friends, I just wanted to let you know what I was getting up to while that video loaded. It actually took so much more time than normal. And of course, I'm paying iCloud now. So I don't really see the point of that. Anyway, because I'm, okay, a beginner, I bought wonton wrappers, and they're not round. So I cut out about 200 grams of wonton wrappers, and I have 2 more here. I have another 200 in the fridge. I have a pound of the pork mixture. By the way, it's also in the fridge, and it smells amazing. Also, by the way, I tasted the black pepper dipping sauce, and it's amazing. I don't say amazing very often, but this is a wet rag, a damp rag. It's a damp kitchen towel, not a rag. And I'm keeping everything going on there. I got some warm water here, and we're gonna get the pork mixture out of the fridge. Which also smells amazing. Anyway, so the thing is that I'm not a specialist at this, and I'm not even very good dumpling creator. I have made them myself with my hands, and kind of made them into kind of shumai style rounds, and they would taste delicious, and I love them. But I'm gonna try, because I'm not a proficient maker of dumplings, I'm gonna try this device that came it came from Amazon, not fulfilled by Amazon, obviously. That's why it took 3 years. But it was part of it was an addition to something else I bought. So what I want to do, I cut these into rounds. Some shops have them already round. I used my pastry cutter for what do you call them, biscuits and scones, to get them the right shape and diameter. And we're just gonna try this. I'm gonna use my finger with the warm water to wet the outside. And then we're gonna, just so you know, I mixed the cabbage in. And the cabbage is a little salty, but there's no other seasoning in here. And I want to do just a tablespoon I'm using devices for now to see what happens. That seems like more than a tablespoon. I'll probably end up, and then I'm just gonna, let's flatten that out a bit. I'm gonna try this baby. I'm obviously using too much meat filling. I guess that's why you need a lot more wrappers. Okay, I kind of like how that looks, but I'm gonna take the meat off the edge and do it with, oh, I like how that looks. That looks pretty nice. I'm not a crimper, I'm not good at that. Well, I will be, because I'll practice. But now we need another damp cloth, because those are gonna dry out too. Get some warm water on this cloth. No point going through all this and having, you know, dried up old wrappers. Like I said, I do intend, it is totally possible to make your own dough, and anyone who knows me knows that I prefer to do everything from scratch, and I will at some point, but not today. Okay, I need another item here. Sorry for that. The other is dirty. I don't know. This is a tablespoon. I think I'll squish it down. And then put my wrapper in. You probably can't even see that. Okay, I put my wrapper in. Put the meat filling in. Oh yeah, it's also, I think it would be really, oh, that's the perfect size. Do a little wet with your tip of your finger. I think this would be great with ground chicken, preferably the, oh, that's probably too much meat, but as you can see, this presser is working nicely. And next time I'll just know to this crimper device. This is for us lazy people who don't know how to make dumplings. The other reason for the wet rag, the wet towels, is because I'm so not an expert. And I think you could have seen in dumpling places how fast the cooks are. They don't need rags. They're just so fast and good at it. Okay, so that's a little less than I want. So I just want to say, I'm just going to keep doing this until I have, hold on here. I want to press it down and see if I get a better result. Press. Perfect result. Can you see it? Okay, so I'm going to do this about 200 more times. A little bit exaggerating, but not entirely. And keeping them damp. And I'll get back to you when I'm ready to cook. Okay, so here's the thing I learned. I have... Oh, here's the thing I learned. That pan frying pork dumplings, Chinese style or Asian style, I don't want to get the words wrong, is actually a combination of frying and steaming. So I have my clear tasteless oil. An example of a clear tasteless oil, it would be canola, which is very GMO, but you know, it's very common. Peanut oil, anything made of a nut, and rarely seeds. Seeds tend to, well, safflower oil would work. Sunflower oil works for the temperature, and well, it doesn't work for the temperature. Let me get that straight. It works for the smoking point of seed oils is very low, but it is another example of a flavorless oil. And I'm just contrasting that to things like olive oil, which we're used to in Mediterranean and French cooking. So that's the only point there. I have a lid, and this lid is not meant to make me look like I'm some kind of authentic Asian chef. It's just that this is a new pan, and the old lid doesn't fit on it. And my new wok lid happens to fit perfectly. So that's just just like a coincidence. Anyway, so I've got to get this to a shimmering heat. I have my 26 or 27 dumplings waiting in the fridge. Just a minute. Hold on. I have enough filling. See how they look? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Next time you see me do this, I'm going to be doing them by hand in the traditional way. I'm going to teach myself. That's my goal. Oh, it's starting to shimmer. But I wanted, before it shimmers, goes to smoke, I just wanted to say that, sorry, coughing. I have it covered. Coughed into my hand. That I have enough for filling for another 50 of these. And what would normally be done, okay, that wasn't hot enough because I didn't hear a sizzle. That's a good test. And what normally would be done is that you just keep making them and making them like this, and then put them in a freezer bag, whatever you don't need right away. Okay, that's sizzling. And freeze them. However, I bought the pork last week, and I froze it, so I don't think it's right to refreeze raw meat after it's been thawed, especially not pork. So we're gonna just put these in. I hear the sizzle. We're not gonna crowd the pan, but we're gonna fill the pan. And we wanna get that brown on the bottom, but we're also gonna steam the tops. And we're gonna steam it in a 3-part process, repeating and repeating. Fill the pan, but don't, ow, I just love when I burn myself. And don't overcrowd it. Okay, so I just did it again. Well, we know the oil's hot. So the idea here is to let them cook on medium for about 3 minutes without disturbing them. And I have, what is this here? I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 left. Yeah, so like I was saying, normally I would just freeze the ones I'm not cooking right away. But instead I have, because if you have fresh, unfrozen meat, whether it's pork or chicken, I think chicken legs ground up would be really good for this. It needs to have some fat. You gotta be aware that you can't just refreeze raw meat. Anyway, I said that before. So I have mine covered. My mixture's covered in the fridge. My excuse me, I have more wrappers ready to go. And I'm told that you can just check to see if there's some brownness. Oh, there's quite a bit. Okay. That's when you add some water. I'm gonna add and cover it before it splatters all over and burns yourself. And then turn the heat down. Okay, turn the heat down because we're gonna fry and steam and kind of at the same time. And we're gonna repeat that one or two more times. It kind of goes against the frying method that you normally see. Flip, flip, burn, burn, stir, fry, the hang of it. And I kind of like this method. So I'll say good night until you see. Well, not good. I'm going to show you the result. Okay, most of the water's gone. I give it a good shake. And we're just going to add more water. It's going to produce more steam. And more spattering. Yeah, one more. Put the lid on immediately. And give it a good shake. And I think we're gonna do that one more time. I'm not gonna do it one more time because these are very delicate little things. They're not like big heavy ones. And so what we're gonna do is just check for the water. We're gonna make sure they're not sticking. And we're gonna check that the water's evaporated, and after that, we're gonna take it off the heat and leave it covered for 1 minute. I'm going to do it over again with the rest of these and plate it up so I can eat it and you can see. Okay, so that's the dipping sauce, which is black pepper and all those other gorgeous ingredients. These look very delicate and very pretty. Can't wait to eat them. A little bit fried, a little bit steamed.